Hey guys, Toy Habits here. Today we have a hot take featuring Masters of the Universe Origins Trapjaw.
Speaking of origins, how did Trapjaw come to be? Like many characters in the Motu line, Trapjaw's lore varies. The character of Cronus was visually introduced in the updated 2002 He-Man cartoon, and his story was fleshed out in the comic for the Motu 2000X line. According to the Masters of the Universe comic lore, Cronus was your typical mercenary type who entered into the employment of another shady character by the name of Keldor. Now, Cronus served under Keldor for quite some time and for the most part proved himself to be an effective warrior and a fairly loyal henchman. As Keldor's takeover bid proved unsuccessful, leaving him horribly injured and transformed him into Skeletor. Not wanting to follow Skeletor, Cronus attacked the Lord of Destruction, but sorely underestimated his power and attacked Skeletor head-on, and the result was, well, not very pretty. Defeated, with a hideously scarred face, armless and jawless, Cronus was surprisingly spared by Skeletor and was handed over to Triclops, who saw potential in the broken Cronus. In the end, Cronus ultimately ended up serving Skeletor, but no longer as Cronus, but as a half-man, half-machine monstrosity, better known as Trapjaw.
He was one of my favorite figures in the original Masters of the Universe line in the 80s, and I am super happy to have him in the Origins line. Trapjaw was released in the second wave of Origins figures, alongside Many-Faces, Orko, and Scareglow. Let's take a closer look at some of the sculpt details. This figure pretty much nails the vintage look. We start off with this deep blue skin that the Gar are known for. His left shoulder looks to have some sort of mechanical aspect to it, although this is done in the same blue skin color. His right arm is of course the star of the show, and it features the same detailing as the vintage design, with some small rivets and a sort of strap that runs under his right arm along his side. Unlike the vintage figure, the Origins version has a good range of motion in the mechanical right shoulder, and also adds some elbow articulation for some very menacing poses. Looking over the rest of the figure, he also features the same lime green color we've grown to love over the years on the bracer on his left forearm, and also on the small pads that are part of his upper leg armor. His belt is molded in the same color and really shows off the skull and crossbones insignia on the front, and of course includes two loops for his extra arm attachments to hang on when they're not attached. Looking over the head sculpt, the coloring of the helmet and face are both good and match up well with the rest of the figure. He still retains the loop on the top of his head so you can attach him to a zip line and send him on his way. His jaw is articulated for some crushing action as well. I personally wish his eyebrows were painted black, because currently he looks like he stood a little too close to the barbecue grill and singed them off. My one and only gripe with Origins Trapjaw is the design of the helmet. For me, it flares out too much at the top and just looks slightly off. I would have liked to have seen a slimmer top area of the helmet, similar to the Classics head sculpt or even the vintage design. Looking at the accessories, Trapjaw includes 3 different arm attachments, all done in the same matte black plastic as the rest of his mechanical arm. He has a hook, a claw, and a blaster attachment, and they all plug in very snugly into his wrist here. For me, Trapjaw is a great example of what makes Masters of the Universe such a fun toy line. He has great colors that really pop on the shelf, awesome accessories that are a lot of fun to play with, and a unique design that still feels a little creepy 40 years after its initial release. Give us your thoughts on Masters of the Universe Origins Trapjaw in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.